Yo, what's up guys? I just uploaded my last video of me giving my thoughts on the latest Dragon Ball Super chapter, and in that video I stated that I had a theory that I was going to let you guys in on, and this is that video. And not to mention that this is the first installment of the Z Corner. Nothing better than to start it off with a juicy topic, so let's jump right into this. Now, I've seen plenty of theories out there about Merus, him being a fallen angel, or him being exiled by the Grand Priest, or him just not wanting to be a part of the angel's way of living. But I don't 100% agree with all of these. But before we get into the other theories, we should know some history about Merus. The first time that Merus was introduced was back in chapter 42 of the Dragon Ball Super manga, when he was trying to retrieve Majin Buu to reseal Moro using the Otakutay's technique. Merus has shown to be a skilled fighter by even being quick enough to get behind Vegeta and Goku. And in chapter 43, Vegeta speculated that Merus wasn't using his full power and is much stronger than he looks. Later in that arc, Goku becomes suspicious of the same thing and asks Merus the same question, except he follows up with an unexpected max power punch to see what Merus would do. Sure enough, Merus dodged it and Goku was surprised by this. He then insisted on sparring with Merus, which led to the surprising fight of Goku not being able to touch Merus at all in Super Saiyan 1 all the way to Super Saiyan 3. It was starting to look like that Beerus fight all over again. This fight ended with Goku about to test out Super Saiyan God, but then realized that he would destroy the training room they were in, so the sparring was finished for now. This leads Goku to ask Merus to train him in the hopes of getting closer to unlocking Ultra Instinct once again. Now we've pretty much caught up to the current time period. As we've seen in the newest chapter, Goku and Merus are training on a remote planet where Merus explains the key to unlocking Ultra Instinct, which proves his knowledge of the concept beforehand. Then he moves Goku over to his version of the hyperbolic time chamber, where he basically says he will no longer be holding back against Goku. So now we can get into why we think Merus is an angel. Well, obviously his design is that of an angel. He looks very similar to Whis and Vados, and they're both brother and sister. Even though that's kind of like a universal thing among the angels, Merus actually looks like he would be related to one of those two. The only thing missing from Merus is a halo like all the other angels. The next thing is that Merus uses a staff when training with Goku. This staff is something that all angels are seen to have, but Merus's looks a little different from theirs because it doesn't have that black orbital ball at the top like the others do. Well, that kind of supports my theory, but we'll get into that later. Merus's knowledge on Ultra Instinct alone is enough to prove Merus is of no normal origin. The only people that knew about Ultra Instinct before the Tournament of Power were only the angels and the gods themselves. So why would a random space patrolman know about a sacred technique such as that? With that being said, let's move on to the theories. I have two theories that I can actually believe in being the backstory of Merus. One being that Merus is a homeless angel. This theory makes the most sense solely because we lack information on the rest of the universes that were already destroyed by the King Zeno himself. This theory states that Merus was once an angel of the 6 universes that Zeno destroyed for an unknown reason. Thus, he has been recalled to Universe 7 to await another universe to be created for him to govern over again. Also, as we all know, that was stated in the series, when a god of destruction dies, the angel then is stripped of its powers, which could be the reason Merus doesn't have a halo or a staff orb. This is a pretty solid theory except for one thing. Why would an angel, a divine being, be a part of the Galactic Patrolmen? I would assume that there's a place for angels to gather, like they have their own planet or their own realm where they all report to wait for further orders from the Grand Priest. Well, I mean, I could see that getting boring of him waiting around, seeing how it will take about like 1,000 years for another universe to be born. It's just random for him to join the Galactic Patrolmen while waiting. The next theory I have is of my own, which states that Merus is an angel in training. To back up my theory, let's start with Ultra Instinct. All angels are trained in the art of Ultra Instinct. The fact that Merus knows so much about it is proof that he's either encountered it before or has been taught about it by someone else who knows it. Evidence number 2, Merus joining the Galactic Patrolmen. The Galactic Patrol is literally the Guardians of the Galaxy of the Dragon Ball universe. They patrol the universe and take down any threats there are. And there's someone who does a much similar job, which is Whis. The job of the angels are to watch over the gods of destruction and train them in martial arts, and to watch over their universe for any threats that could potentially destroy the entire universe. However, they do not fight or intervene in battles, stated in Dragon Ball Super Chapter 18. With that said, there's a difference in their jobs. Obviously, Whis doesn't fight, but Merus does. Merus could be practicing looking over the universe until he reaches a higher status, and Whis could just be watching over his students, Goku and Vegeta, and also a young angel in the making through his orb right now. Next is Merus' staff, and his staff is definitely different from the other angels, seeing how it doesn't have the all-seeing orb at the end of it. And that's why I feel as though Merus is not ready yet to be a full-fledged angel, because that is a very powerful tool, and whoever his mentor is, whether it's Whis or the Grand Priest, sees it as being in a premature hands, it could potentially destroy a whole galaxy. And right now, I can only draw this conclusion to Whis, but as we all saw in the last chapter, Merus' fighting stance is exactly the same as Whis' is, and I don't know if that's a universal thing throughout all the angels. I don't know if they all fight like that and take that stance before they begin training or whatever, but it definitely proves that an angel has been training him, or still is. That's pretty much it for my theory. These are probably the only two logical explanations for Merus that I can see, to be honest, but I'm not claiming these are perfect. Obviously, there's holes in both of these theories, but there was another theory that I've seen a lot, and that was Merus is a fallen angel and rebelled against the Grand Priest and all the other angels. But honestly, I don't really know if I could see that happening, only because Merus seemed to be a well-rounded, disciplined kind of guy, and plus I couldn't see him rebelling against the angels and still be around to tell about it. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys in this video. Leave your theories in the comments below, and I love making theories and speculating on Dragon Ball, so I'd love to see what you guys come up with. If you guys like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to know when I upload, and I'll see you guys in the next video.